Live. Here we go.
It says it's live now.
Okay. It says we're
Ding.
live. Ding.
Ding.
Okay, now we're
Right.
looking.
So, ideally.
Let's do this.
Every time you hear
So,
the
hello
beep,
everybody, by the way. Hello, Big World viewers. We are Big and World. I'm Big. This is World. Here's our guest
And
photo.
live.
There we go. Thank you very much. There we go. I love it when I leave my volume up to make it really professional, so I get that bleed. Right. Okay. So I'm going to write post Big World Live. So Leon, would you like to tell us how you've been? Because last week you were here, you were gone, you were here, you were gone, you were gone.
Yes, I was in and out. I was in and out. Yeah, no, I was up at the top of the island, which is beautiful, but patchy Wi-Fi. Yeah, but I was at a hotel, so I thought it was going to actually be fine, but it didn't. So I was in the lobby trying to do stuff. I was in my room, then I was in the bar. Nothing happened. So I got nowhere.
When you say the top of the island, you mean the mountain? The mountain?
No. So I was up in I'm going to do a bit of advertising then. So I was up at Hard Rock Hotel.
Oh, okay, that side of the island. Yeah. We don't talk about that side.
The touristy bit.
Yeah. It's where all the spherical.
So is it an actual Hard Rock?
Yeah. So it was a Hard Rock Hotel. Yeah. So I was gonna see. I had the backdrop of Elton John behind us and everything, and I thought, instead of this white wall that I always have, I thought this will impress, and it never worked. Oh well.
Oh, I mean, where's your hand-drawn Penang sign?
That's gone. That's already gone. I could have had palm trees and blue lights. No,
you're wearing palm trees. That's all we need.
Yeah, that's it. I just want it all about me, to be honest with you. I don't want you to be looking in the background.
For our dedicated Big World Small Talk viewers, Lucy has joined us, and Lucy is the real artist behind Leon's painting challenge.
Yes. Real artist.
How many weeks ago was that? Didn't it feel like in 2018?
Yeah.
That was.
Feels about that long ago.
It did. In fact, but for some, I don't know why now, but now I seem to have lots of people drawing cartoons of me. I'm gonna see if I can find another one in here.
You're very cartoonable, to be fair.
Is that good?
It's the shirt, isn't it?
I am.
It's all the shapes of everything, you know.
Here we go. This is sort of like this one, but head seems ginormous.
Oh, that's really cool.
I'm the one with the headphone on.
Doesn't look anything like you.
Some of the kids do that.
Good drawing.
I don't think it's too far off.
Do one of the kids do that?
It's
That's
bits.
really good.
It's bits. Big eyebrows. Big hairline. Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, I guess every week I get a new cartoon drawn of me. And eventually, they'll be flattering.
So, Lucy, before we went live, you said that you've been on holiday. Our viewers and listeners will know that you guys live in a beautiful environment, but you decided to go to another beautiful environment just to come back to another beautiful environment. So, how hard is life with you right now?
It's a very hard life. Go from one tropical island to another tropical island. And in fact, tonight we went for dinner on the beach at the cafe across the street from my house. You hate me right now.
Hard life.
Why did we even bother going on holiday? We could have just come and eaten here, and it would have been a lot cheaper, and the food would have been better. But I have an 8-month-old daughter, so I wanted her to play on the sand, and you can't really play on the sand in Penang because it's not very nice sand, and there's deadly jellyfish and all that stuff. So
bring it back.
Kill a jellyfish.
Yeah, so that's why we went to the Corinthians, which is where the pirates used to hang out apparently 200 years ago, and it's got very nice soft beaches, and she got to play and eat the sand, which was fun.
That's what kids do. They love eating sand.
That's what they do. Speaking of eating, actually, Chris, I've got here a box of chocolates that, well, somebody bought for you, but then you didn't turn up at my house, so
Oops.
I'm eating them.
Well, eat them. That's my lesson then. My lesson to be learnt.
If someone tries to
yes.
say goodbye, you've got to come because there'll be lots of chocolate.
What can I do?
Yeah.
The punishment
I'm
fits the
happy.
crime.
I'm happy.
So I'm hearing muggy, clammy. It's not cold. It's not raining. It wants to rain, but it hasn't rained. And on Thursday, myself and Alex, although for some reason my screen isn't showing him as much usually. Alex and I did the Black Lives Matter UK charity gig, and at like literally 10 seconds to starting, the usual Zoom account and YouTube channel they use wouldn't connect. So I was like, we'll use my StreamYard account and we'll have people in batches and we'll do it that way. So we changed going from the normal YouTube account to, which is Rough As Comedy YouTube account, to going through Di's personal account in like 5 seconds. And within 10 minutes, we had 300 racists spamming the StreamYard. Spamming the YouTube account, sorry. And you guys know with StreamYard, you can put comments up. So to begin with, it was all nice, like, oh, I like this act. This is all brilliant. So that's brilliant. So I clicked on that. And then I wanted to one-click it so that it brought up the heading, big Black Lives Matter UK charity gig. And there were so many comments coming up. I ended up highlighting one of the racist comments. And then I couldn't get the racist comment off. I was literally sweating. There was sweat pouring out of my chin, and my knees were sweating. It was that stressful. It was horrible. But we've never had as many viewers.
Yeah, just selling stuff to racism, like sales. What do racists like to buy? MAGA hats or something like that. Say, oh, and now next MAGA hats. Send in your credit card details. Could have got all kinds of people.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, for that channel now, I mean, the algorithm would be great. So I definitely think, because it's once a month they do a charity gig, and they've usually been doing it for the health boards because of COVID, raising money for the NHS and stuff. But this time he wanted to do something to help the Black Lives Matter movement, and I think if anything's been proven by that night was idiots exist. That Black Lives Matter does need support. And I think they've picked the charity for next month, which will have to be Black Lives Matter again. It was amazing. Mind-blowing. The phone tree.
So I'll let all the racists know. I'll email them now. They're at it again.
They just blew right. You know, they
I've heard that
bang.
before,
Maybe they were like being sarcastic or something. Maybe. No. No. Definitely angry.
No. I mean, what pissed me off the most, not just being racist and fascist and all that, is I wasn't going to Google the insults, but they didn't make any sense because they were American insults and we're a British audience. So, you know, I thought lazy. That's what I thought, because when we do comedy in different countries, we change the jokes to suit the audience.
Yes, that's very true. That is true.
And
they've
taken the time out of their day to be racist, but nobody understands the insults.
Well,
I mean,
it's less known fact that the symptom of racism is laziness. It's one of the many symptoms, along with stupidity and not being able to buy wholesome organic foods. They literally can't even pick them up.
Yeah, I thought, bugger you, I'm not Googling this. Your insults make no sense.
I love how Welsh you sounded.
I don't know if I told you this, Lucy, but when we were doing one of the, maybe I did tell you this, when we were doing one of our shows here, there was some guy who was like, he was like a troll kind of thing. So I put my number on the web or whatever, and he sent a message saying, I want to buy tickets. And I went, okay, buy tickets. And then for some reason he went off this mad trolling thing, and he was going, ha, you thought I was going to buy tickets, and I wasn't going to buy tickets. And I went, okay, so you don't want to buy tickets? And he goes, ha, I'm fooling you. And I'm like, okay. And he just kept
Okay.
going on. I'm like, right, okay. He goes,
What do we-
then he kept going back on it. No, I'm going to buy tickets. And like, okay. And he goes,
Was this one of our comedy shows in Penang?
yeah, one of them. And I was just
Wow.
like, okay.
We did
Well,
have
with,
some really interesting characters come to those shows, to be fair.
There was, yeah. That's what you do. So
Well, we
you go
have,
online. you
we have.
just
I
open
do a
up.
show. I do a show on Twitch with Sarah Bridgman called The Kitchen Sink, where we discuss pretty much everything, including the kitchen sink. And we get trolls, which are clearly sort of 14-year-old American boys. And the first day, you've got two comedians talking about comedy, and somebody came on straight away, like, you can't be comedians, you're women. And I mean, I'm 39, Sarah's 47. It's going to take a lot more than that to piss us off. I'm awfully sorry. Cough. And then they all seem to go through this where they try to do it. They try to upset us, and we don't give any fucks. And then they apologise, and then they follow. And then one of them's our biggest fan.
So you got to crack him, face him and quit.
That's so sweet. They've got a crush on you now.
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe
it's
there's
like-
right there.
Maybe they just think everything is changed.
Remember
Anyway.
me? I used to be a troll. It's like, oh, hiya, mate.
You can turn up outside. Just turn up outside your house soon. Hi.
I think it's a massive sign of flattery if you get trolls, because it shows that you have actually dented the abyss of the plethora of media that is out there. Like, there's so many podcasts, so many chat shows, so many whatever. If somebody finds you, that means you're making it and you're doing okay. So if you get a troll, you're doing all right.
Yeah.
And you got two trolls and they're hitting on you now, so that's winning.
You need to start selling them stuff, though. That's what you need.
They're gonna send you Valentine's cards.
Yeah.
Oh.
I just like
Put
the
your
idea of
birthday
the
out
one
there.
going up to Leon. I was going to buy some tickets. Nah, no, I wasn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so shall we move on? Alla questiones. I do like my big jar. I love my big jar. Have you got your green fruit bowl, Leon?
I think it's packed. It's gone. Yeah, everything's
Oh.
gone. I'm left down to this
Are we jar dependent?
With tiny questions.
Did you write them really small as well?
So small you can't even see them. Look.
Question 1, yes or no?
Yes.
Question 2, hot or cold?
Would you or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Right,
I'll
his name is
start.
Captain Kirk. He was I read his autobiography. I've got serious baby brain, which is why I'm a bit slow when I'm thinking sometimes. Captain Kirk, what was his name? He wrote an amazing book,
Oh.
William Shatner. And he said,
Sorry.
you should always say yes. So whatever you guys ask me, I'll say yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you want to buy some tickets?
Yeah. How many do you want?
Ah.
Not selling you tickets.
Oh, we got. I don't know if you can see. We've got a special guest. We've got Willow joining us this week, which means that's why I look like I'm perched on the edge of the seat with my back to the microphone, because I cannot move a cat if it's comfortable, because that's the rules.
That sounds good.
Always
Say
work
more for
around.
baby as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more likely to have a cat than a baby. I got to be honest. I probably would move the baby, but I won't move a cat. I'll put it outside in the hallway, it'll be fine. Right. My question is, would you prefer to live underground or in the sky?
So who's going to go
I
first?
think Alex has answered that, but I don't think I've answered it. I'll give it a stab first. I think I know it sounds really boring, but my instinct is if you go in the sky, you can fall out. So I'd rather live underground. I know that's pathetic. Absolutely
Health and
pathetic.
safety.
I'd rather live in the clouds. And I'm like, oh, that's a drop.
Keep testing the floor as you walk along. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
There's a hole in the floor.
No, I'm the opposite to you. I think I'd be in the sky because I need the
You'd be in
sunshine.
the sky.
See,
When
I
I
don't
was
know.
about 3 years old, I said to my mum that, "Don't worry, Mum, there's always sunshine above the clouds." So I want to be above the clouds.
I like that.
It's cute. Come on, Lucy. Come on.
Sunshine above the
That's why I
clouds.
have
Didn't
an S in my name because I'm sloppy. You're cruel.
See, I'm worried about like you open the door for the cats to run out, so they can have a bit of a play, and all you hear is meow, and I
cats
can't.
can fly, didn't you know?
Yeah.
Oh
They
no,
can
I don't
fly.
because I'd love that.
They would, but they would love chasing the birds, and they'd be much closer to them. They could pounce from above the bird. Oh, that
Yeah,
would be their
exactly.
dream.
You'd be like stealth pouncing. It'd be
I
better.
love it.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
what
know,
about you, Leon?
see, I think to me it'd be the weather. So you'd have all the lovely weather if you're in the sky, but then if it's windy and rainy and stuff, and yeah, it depends what you're on. Something that's going to move. But then if you're underground, you're going to be safe, but then you'd never have any weather. So I don't know. I'd probably be underground.
And you'd go so pale and you'd die of seasonal affective
I'm already
disorder,
pale.
and depression and misery, and you'd go blind like moles, and then you'd lose all your hair, and you'd be like little mole rats crawling in the.
Actually, I really want to go there now. I fancy that. I'd love to be in a society of more rat people. I think in that situation, I'd be a looker.
Are we
I'd
allowed to
pick
go on
pick-
holiday to Lucy's house in the sky? Can we
Yeah.
do that? We'll live
The more
we'll live
people,
underground,
sure.
but we'll have.
Oh no,
She's
this
got
is going to be
chocolate
like
somewhere.
the Eloy and the Morlocks of the time machine. This is going to be bad. You guys are going to
Yeah,
come out of the
okay.
ground and come and eat me in my sky palace.
They should be like,
Every
oh,
month you'll come and eat one of my people just to keep your telepathic super intelligence society alive in their blindness.
they should, oh, we're all full up here today. Come back next month, and we'll see if we can get in a bit.
She'll be bringing us all the time. Oh, guys, heads up! I've dropped the baby again.
That'd be sweet. You
Every
could
time
use
we have a
your
baby
stuff
that
to us.
cries too much, we just drop it through the clouds. You guys can eat it. Done. Sorted.
There we go.
That's a good point. Actually,
Children.
there'd be no
children.
waste. You could just drop all the waste onto people that live underground. We'd
Yeah,
have
you
all
get
the waste.
all the waste. Yeah.
All the way. Do you have any questions, Leon, or have you just got a yellow bowl?
Yeah.
Yellow ball
I've got
represents the meaning of
I've
life.
got it on the computer, but I'm just going to spoil the illusion.
It's fine.
You
I'll do it.
You do yours for the real one. So I'll be organising
Yeah.
about the UK next week.
Come on. All right, Willow's off. Right. Ooh. If you could own any fictional item, what would it be?
That's a good one. I suppose you'd have to think of something like the DeLorean from Back to the Future. That would be useful. You can go back in time. It's quite a nice car as well.
That's good. That's good.
And then when it goes to the future one and it gets powered on rubbish, even better. You don't have to go on train tracks or whatever. I think that's probably what it'd be. That'd be really useful. And they're really expensive cars anyway because they're so rare. So if you ever got fed up with time travel, sell the car. There you go. Get a few quid for it.
A few quid. And you have my husband
What
going
about
around
you,
all the time
Lucy?
trying to fix it.
There you go.
I think I'd go with the is it Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? They have those little earworm things that
Oh, the
you
translator.
can translate with any language and you can understand anyone. Even Vorgon poetry, which you don't want to understand, but yeah.
That would be good.
I am feeling quite bug about my answer because what I've done is I've taken your answers and I've made it better. I want the fucking TARDIS. Boom!
So you're going
Time
back for
travel.
I
Andrew's
was
answer.
thinking Sonic Screwdriver, but you're right, TARDIS is the combination.
Because it does the translation thing for you.
Yes.
And it does the time, and you know, I think it breaks down less than the DeLorean.
Yeah. Although you never
Yeah, but
do.
it doesn't look great. It looks like a phone box, doesn't it? And you're like, that's not. Yeah.
Well, she could
I'd
take
be
that
like-
stuff, she could fix it and make it look like anything she wants it to look like.
Yeah, but then
Only
That's
not for the
because
phone
it's
book because you
just-
broke it.
it could
They
have
should have
any
fixed it
outside.
years
It
ago.
could have anything to look like.
Yeah, but I think if it could have been fixed, it would have been fixed by now. There's been hundreds of doctors in there since the
No,
start.
he likes it broken. He likes it like that. That's the whole point.
Yeah, that's exactly what I say when I come to us fixing something. Oh no, I like it like that. I like it with the masking tape on.
I meant to do it that
Doesn't need
way.
to turn, doesn't need to turn anymore. No, I like it. It's abstract. I keep it like that.
Oh, what is it? Is it Japanese where they'll fix china, but where it's been broken, they'll fix it
Gold.
with gold because it's
Yeah.
meant to highlight, the imperfections of life. So that is very similar to the reason why he hasn't fixed the TARDIS.
Imperfection is beautiful.
Japanese
Just look at Chris's skin.
It just yeah. That's one thing that annoys me about Doctor Who, because it's the same thing, and they'll turn up in like ancient Rome with a police box, and he's like, "I'm just going to fit in here. I've changed my clothes." But it's a bloody big piece, but everyone's going to come back and go, "What the hell is
They're
that?"
psychic. They don't. It has like psychic powers that makes people think that it's something else that they want to see.
Yeah, so
Like
when he
all
holds up like the
psychic
psychic papers,
This
I
is
think
my
you found
idea.
two
Doctor Who, man. Don't diss
Right.
Doctor Who.
It was only
Doctor
that
Who
one
is
bit.
so much better than fucking Back to the Future.
Oh,
Concept.
I
So
don't know
much
about
more.
that.
There's so much more. I mean,
One's
there's
got a
more of them
car.
to watch.
More isn't always better.
Yeah, true that.
True that.
True that, yeah. Although, yeah, the third one's not so good. But yeah, I suppose so. And some of the doctors have been a bit
third one.
dodgy. You like the third one? Did they go back to Wild West?
Yeah,
The train?
I like that.
Oh, is that the one with the letter?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
sent a letter.
I like the
I mean, they did a similar thing in Doctor Who where his wife writes "Hello, darling" in like in the cave paintings. Yeah, there's loads of. I'm sorry, I'm Whovian
Yeah.
all the way. Right. Another question from the big jar of questions. Boo-ba-doo.
One thing I'll say about Doctor Who, though, is he can control time and space, so he can go anywhere at any time, yet he's still always running and always late. Doesn't make any sense. Go back 5 minutes earlier and then go and, take your time. Walk a bit slower. Anyway.
I can have 26 hours to achieve something, and I will faff and run towards the last 2 minutes. So I think
Yeah. So that's what you do. Yeah, you'd go there earlier and still be late, and just sort of.
yeah.
Oh
the-
yeah.
the longer I
should've,
have to prepare for something, the later I'm going to be on it. It's
the more you
ridiculous. Like,
procrastinate, absolutely.
you give me 3 hours to achieve something, 2 hours of that is a nap. I'm terrible for having a nap when I need to be doing something. I'm like, if I have 33 minutes of nap, I can still get it
worries me
achieved.
You're a truck driver.
yeah. So for
Because
most
of this,
church,
I travelled with my bed just there. My bed was just
Oh,
there.
right.
So you have to take 45-minute breaks every 4.5 hours of driving. And in a 45-minute break, I can sleep for about 33 minutes.
I thought you were going to say, I sleep for 48 minutes.
I
Auto
actually
park.
have oh look, we've only got a comment from a friend.
Having a very British. Oh yeah.
Ta-da.
Not just a friend, my adopted son.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, adopted son.
Right. We might be British, but we're British spread out. And it's not British talking about Doctor Who because Doctor Who is an alien.
He is an alien. Yeah.
He's just jealous because
And-
he wants to watch Doctor Who as well.
I know. I mean, he's got his own podcast being geeks. I think. Right. Next question. When were you most scared? Oh, now this is quite British. There was a Halloween program ages and ages and ages ago where they pretended somebody actually got attacked. Remember Sarah Green got attacked on Most Haunted or something?
Yeah.
Where it was It was a spoof. Garu, don't be rude.
Coming to an expert there.
But the fact is, yeah, it was like they went to a haunted house to pretend to do some ghost hunting, and it was obviously, you know, spoof. But she then like got taken into a cupboard or something, and it was to pretend that she was. And I remember watching that as a child and thinking she had been taken by a ghost. That was quite scary because I mean I was young enough to young enough to not have been watching it, and therefore young enough to have believed it was real.
That's the most scared you've ever been.
Oh, and there was one time I was parked in a loading bay in High Wycombe, and when you reverse into this loading bay, you actually lock the gates in front of you, and you go to sleep a couple of hours, and they'll unload you whilst you're asleep. And I suddenly started hearing bang, 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 bang on the trailer roof, and I had a lot of high value products on the back of the truck. That's why I was locked in, and I was having to beep the horn, start the engine, and you have to tuck your wing mirrors in because it's so tight. So I couldn't even see if there was anyone out there. I was on my own, locked into this little yard with all this noise going off. And we think later on that it was a fox. You can actually climb over the buildings and end up on top of the truck. The foxes can do it. But to hear that irregular bang, 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 bang,
that's scary. That's scary.
That's scary. I was beeping the horn, running the engine, checking the locks were done because I couldn't even drive out. I'd locked myself in for security, and then I couldn't see them because I put my wing mirrors in because it was so tight. I was like, oh.
And what was scariest, it was a ghost fox.
Well, you know I hate fucking foxes. I absolutely hate foxes. Foxes are horrible.
That would have been worse.
Yeah. So, Lucy, when have you been most scared? And the two of you were in Malaysia, so I'm banning anything that uses monkeys or snakes.
No.
Not scared of monkeys or snakes. No problems there. I mean, the two scariest things, obviously, cliche, giving birth was terrifying.
I'll do it.
Then the other one, I was held up at gunpoint once in Italy. That was pretty scary.
Wow.
Yeah. But then
I put the gun before the baby one.
I don't know. After 3.5 days of labour, and you told you're going to have
3.5 days of labour, I'd have left it in there after that. I was, fuck it.
I was like, does it have to come out? Really?
Just leave it. It seems happy. So what happened with the gunpoint? Come on.
Oh, I was a stupid young person walking around Florence, and I had 24 hours in Florence, and because I was waiting for a train connection, and then I was just like, "Oh, pretty dresses, ooh!" And I walked into a shop, and there were these Chinese guys screaming in Italian with guns and screaming at the shopkeeper, and I was like, "Yo, inglesa, non capisco," trying to be as English as possible. Like I can speak pretty bad Italian, but with a good accent. But I put on a deliberately as English as possible accent. Yo, inglesa, non capisco, and then managed to somehow get out of that situation. And then I was like looking around, looking for the first place I could see that would speak English. I found an Irish bar, and I went into the Irish bar, and I told the guy at the bar, and I said, "Can you help me find the police?" And he was like, "I won't bother. Happens every week. No worries. Here's a drink. Enjoy yourself. Have fun."
There you go. That's an Irish bar. It's
Was it the mafia?
They were Chinese, so I don't know. But they were speaking Italian, so I think they were triads. I think they were the Italian branch of the triads, which is like some messed up stuff with like mafia triad. Like,
can you imagine that as a hell of a hybrid? Mafia triads. I mean, that's a movie waiting to happen. I mean, fuck me. You can have Sharknado.
Yeah,
Mafia triad.
Keanu Reeves in that movie, I think. Keanu Reeves can be in that movie.
Samuel Jackson's got to be in there.
Oh yeah, definitely. But which side would he be on? Which side?
Could be on both.
He is the side.
He could be a double agent. Yeah. Neutral third party.
Imagine him doing an Italian accent. Capisce.
I'm more excited to see him do the Chinese accent. That'd be worth going to see. He's trying to speak Mandarin.
Leon, when have you been scared? And you can't say childbirth. That's been taken now.
Yeah, no, I've never done that one.
He's a
I think-
man. He doesn't know what childbirth is.
Easy peasy. That. A couple of paracetamol. You're done. I think probably. So I think it was probably when I was younger. It was like 20 odd or whatever. I got mugged. So I was in somewhere in the UK who I don't want to give a bad reputation to. So, so these two guys
Liverpool.
came up.
Yeah, I was going to say Liverpool.
Liverpool.
I don't want that to be the story's headline. But somewhere in the northwest of England, quite near the coast at the top of Wales. So these two guys like wanted money off me, and I said no, and so they hit me with a bottle and stuff, and then I got like blood and stuff. But the funniest thing was, so they did this. We had this big fight, and I got bottled, and then they ran off, and I ran after them, and I was like running through these streets trying to find them. But then this police car pulled up, so I was like ginger hair, covered in blood, in the middle of this place, and the policeman just pulled up because I was with some other people as well. So the police car pulled up and went, "Are you Leon Bukowski?" And I went, "Wow, you're brilliant. How would you know that? These policemen must be a genius." He goes, "Well, you're the only like ginger-haired kid covered in blood walking through the streets." So we kind of took a guess that was you. So yeah, that was it. That was probably the scariest bit.
Wow.
What?
Why did they know your name?
Because so one of my friends had stayed behind, and they'd called the police, and then they'd told them who I was, and then they'd obviously went off to look for me as I'd run around.
You, Leon Bukowski. Are you a fan?
Yeah, famous. I just thought there was some kind of super cop. It was just like, you
Have you
psychic.
seen me perform? Have you?
Can I have your autograph? I'll just come with the blood away there, sorry. Sure. By the way,
Oh,
have you seen my wallet?
it's problem with being famous.
Good old northwest of England.
Yeah, that was fun.
Oh, right. I'm really enjoying the questions today. Alex, by the way, Alex, our faithful team member, Alex, not only does he not have internet, it's because, in his words, he was like, there are guys like with the hard hats and the vests outside. I think what he's trying to say is workmen. There are workmen like doing actual stuff.
That was some crazy party going on next door.
There is some crazy party going on.
Maybe it's just YMCA fans, Village People fans that only like that one part of the Village People. They don't like the other four characters.
Maybe.
It's like the relevant character. They don't
It's
like
like
the Native
exactly.
American.
It's a convention for the YMCA fans of the particular
Just the
character.
construction worker.
Just
bet-
why? The why?
Yeah. I bet they have that. I bet there is just fans of just that one member of the YMCA.
And when they sing the YMCA song, they just say, "Why?"
And then the rest of them are dead to me.
I mean, can they still do that? Or does the cowboy now, is it sort of shunned because of cultural appropriation?
The Native American, the cowboy.
The Native American, sorry.
I think so. Is he? I don't know.
Because there's construction man,
I don't know. Would you?
policeman.
Police would also
Yeah.
be shunned as well then, so we're going to
Really?
shun all of them in the end.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Yeah.
policeman's
Just
probably
shun the
dirty.
YMCA.
Just get rid of it.
Seaman
I
would
don't know
probably be
what
alright.
people nightclubs will do,
Yeah.
but
Sorry,
get rid
Ian,
of
what are
Y-
you saying about seaman?
One of them's a sailor, a seaman. So yeah, I think he'd be okay. That's an offensive about seaman, is it?
You'll never cancel seaman. Do you know what I mean? The seaman will keep going. There's so many fans of him. Right.
So many British people fans are a fan of seaman. It's just crazy.
Right. Most watched film of all time.
Muppet Christmas Carol
Really?
that I've watched, certainly. I don't know about generally in the populace, but certainly that's my number one film that I've watched more than any other.
I have to say I watched Clueless a lot as a teen. Don't laugh at me, Lucy.
No, because I rewatched that
later.
recently. Did you notice the incest storyline? because I never noticed that when I was a teenager.
Yeah, that
But
was always a
when I
bit weird.
rewatched it recently, and I was like, she
not
gets
the real
with
brother.
her brother.
Yeah.
No, but it's not her real brother.
They live in the same house. Their
Yeah,
parents
grew
are
up
married.
together. It's a
Their
bit creepy.
parents are married, and they live in the same house as teenagers. That counts to me as
Because it's Paul Rudd. So Paul Rudd is playing. Paul Rudd is playing a 20, like I don't know, an 18, 19-year-old in the film, but he happens to look 45, and he's not changed physical appearance to now.
yeah, he's exactly the same now. Yeah,
I mean, talk about good franchises as well. Clueless was a huge film. He's been in Friends. He's in the Marvel universe, but no one knows who he is. He's probably absolutely minted, and he's not changed a day's age since 1997.
I heard that he sleeps in a giant Tupperware box, and that's why he doesn't age.
Yeah. I think it's
Do you know-
it's because of the
I was gonna
incest.
say,
He's never got over it.
Well, incest, good for the skin. You never have to worry about not knowing your partner. So it's a case of that's completely thrown me. But you just said sleeps in a Tupperware box, and I always use that reference because that was from an episode of Erie, Indiana. Did you ever watch that?
Absolutely, love that show. Marshall was the first love of my life.
No one's ever. When someone looks really young, I'll be like, oh, they sleep in a Tupperware box, and people nod because they do that when I speak. But I in their eyes, they're nodding, but they don't know what. Come on.
Yeah, no, that was one of my favorite shows ever.
I just thought it was a Devon thing. I thought it was a Devon thing. That's what maybe they do in
Yeah,
Devon.
it's a West Country thing.
Get yourself in that Tupperware, boy.
I'm sure they think Devon Tupperware is magic anyway. So like, look at this. It's see-through. You can see the food, and the food doesn't go bad. If we could put people inside.
This sandwich is a day old. Wouldn't even know. I tell you now.
Magic.
That is pretty much what everyone in Devon's like, actually. I can say that because I'm from Somerset.
I've got a new comedy bit I'm working on at the moment, which is an ASMR Southwest channel.
Oh my God, that sounds amazing.
For those of you watching that don't know what ASMR is, it's where you get Carrie's just messaged.
The north of which country, though? That's the question.
Liverpool, always Liverpool.
Liverpool.
But the ASMR, so ASMR is where like you brush your hair on and eat gherkins or speaks, you whisper. There are channels where people just whisper, and they've got millions of hits where people just watch these fucking idiots. So I've done an ASMR, but it sounds a bit sexier because it's is that your tractor?
I can't read. I can't write. No, that doesn't matter because I just come from Somerset and I can drive a tractor.
You look just like my brother.
I think I heard that one once.
What's the other one? How many dairy cows have you got? And then the last one is
brand new combine harvester, and I'll give you the key.
Bite my pasty.
Well, that's Cornwall. That's Cornwall. We don't mess with that.
Actually, the pasty was invented in Devon, and it was taken.
No.
To Cornwall.
There we go.
Okay, who do you believe invented the cream tea, though? That's the question.
I don't know who invented it, but I know the correct way. It's jam on top. Always jam.
But like, is it Devon? Is it Dorset? Is it Cornwall? Is it Somerset? Who? Like, which county?
I'll tell you what it was. It was Liverpool. Here you go. Just throw it in the ring. Just throw it in the ring.
So we were going a bit country bumpkin then, weren't we?
We go a bit country bumpkin then. Yeah, it's big.
Yeah,
Thank God Alex isn't here. Alex would just be like, What are they on about? I knew it was going to be good getting you on. Garu. You should make
I
that a
agree with him.
YouTube.
I think that would be a really good ASMR channel. I'd listen to that. I know a lot of people from the West Country that would as well.
Well, I at the moment I'm trying to work out how to. I think it's okay to have it sound pornish, isn't it? Bite my pasty.
I think it is Cornish. Cornish.
Cornish, I like that.
Okay, right. We'll do last question. What is your dream house?
Oh, good question. Who's going to go first?
I'm going to let Lucy go first. Let Guess go first.
Oh. Actually, just when we were driving back from the other tropical island we went to come back to this tropical island, we stayed in this place that was like a bunch of like little wooden chalets in the middle of nowhere that were painted really nicely, and the gardens were really nice, and it was really peaceful and quiet. And it's just, when I got there, I was like, this is my dream home. And like,
Wow.
so Lucy's not been here, but to anybody from Malaysia who's watching, like, we run a community arts project called Little Art House here, and it's in our own house, which for me is my dream. We tried working it when it was in a different building, but I'm too lazy. I like having it in my own house. So we have everybody over to our house, and we do weird and crazy stuff, improv groups, comedy nights, art workshops and stuff like that. And I would love to have like an outdoor space with a group of chalets where people can come and stay and then do these cool, weird, wonderful things. And then like have my kids grow up with that in front of them. And that's my dream.
Wow.
Want to come join me, Leon?
Might do. I do love those houses. The houses here are amazing. Especially, I always like the ones here that are abandoned. So there's like, they have like it's like a heritage thing. So you can't develop some of them, but some of them have just been like abandoned, but they're absolutely amazing. Like long houses, so they're really long and like kept.
I did try and develop one of them. Do you remember that one, Leon?
Yeah,
the one in Lebanon, Malaysia.
That's it. But yeah, one like that. but there's some. But
one
there's
that's
some
like that, but not built on a swamp, so it's not full of damp.
But there's loads of. But there was like where you used to live, opposite. There was like an amazing house that would have made a great comedy store place. Like just really high, tall buildings, long.
They're really beautiful, long. There's no windows in the sides because they're terraced houses, so you can actually get it quite dark for a comedy night, and you can set it up as a really nice theatre space. The houses in Penang, the shop houses.
One of them would do.
Wow.
And they're so pretty until you realize that all of the storm drains running alongside them in the street are actually just open sewers, and then you realize that you're basically just killing yourself by living there.
Yeah.
But it was a fun year.
It does look amazing.
I mean, it was going well. It was like lovely, memory comedy store, and then you went straight back down to sewage. I mean, this is your dream house. Ultimately, with your dream house, you can dream of having no open sewers right next to the house. Do you know?
That's true. Yeah.
You want to make it realistic, though. No, but what I like is they have I think you've got in your house now as well, Lucy, with the roof that opens up and then the rain comes through the house.
We call them air wells. Yeah.
Air wells, they're great because then the rain comes through your house and it cools your house instead of AC.
You basically have a very small courtyard in the middle of your house, and what it means is when it's hot, an atrium, effectively. When it's hot, you can just let all of the hot air escape through the middle of your house, and then when it rains, it lets all of the hot air go through the windows at the back and the front, and then you just get this beautiful flow of air. So it's cool all the time.
I want that now.
Yeah, they're really beautiful. People put plants in them and stuff, and I've seen fish tanks and.
Yeah, they are really cool.
I think quite a lot of prime real estate in the middle of the house, but it's nice for the airflow.
Yeah.
I just like a nice big house, with a big garden.
Then you have to clean it.
Well, no, my dream house comes with installed housekeepers.
Is that legal? That sounds a bit like slavery, you know?
Maybe they're robots.
You haven't been listening to those people that were trolling you the other week, have you? Yeah,
Oh,
listen,
lots of 15-year-olds.
No, bugger it. Dario is right. I want the Jetsons house. If it's going to be a dream house, I want Susie the robot. But I just want it so far. I just want it to be like in the middle of nowhere. Like even, I mean, I'm in the middle of nowhere now, but like there's a road and I can see people walk past and stuff. I want to be even further more removed. I want to be absolute acre of land like around the house where you. I used to. In fact, we used to live on a house on Dartmoor, in this little tiny village, and the driveway was like a quarter of a mile long. You sort of go, I'll get the post. So you'd get the car, drive to the post. And it was like your back garden literally opened out onto Dartmoor. And I think that, and it had those big pillars, and it was sort of built as a doctor's residence in like the 1920s. I mean, it was so expensive to heat. There was drafts. The windows rattled in the wind and stuff. So I imagine in my dream, it's been renovated. But that's it. I want a big old house in the middle of bloody nowhere.
No, that's how you
Forrest
meant to have
Gump's
it.
house was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Say that again, Leon.
Remember? Yeah, sorry, Leon.
So yeah, so I was going to say, that's how you're meant to have it, like the TARDIS, you see. It's supposed to have rattly windows. That's what you need, rattly windows and all the rest. That's how they design them. You don't ever fix them.
Forrest Gump's house. I can remember that it had a veranda, didn't it?
Yeah, I had a veranda. It was like a big, old white wooden house with a nice veranda, and then like a huge, big load of land around it. And but not too much land. Like you could still walk to the shop if you wanted to, but like you still had a big lot of land. For me, I like to be able to walk to the shop.
To make sure I've got my chickens and my cats and they're safe. Do you know what I mean? So I want to be away from any roads.
And not together, I'm guessing the chickens and the cats, they need to be separate.
No. My chickens and cats, they get on. They're very well behaved. Well, the chickens do actually chase the cats. There was a power struggle, but the cats have made it quite clear. The chickens have made it quite clear that they're the ones in charge.
You've got snowflake cats.
Bless them. They're like, although this morning I'm so common. Like I'm in my dressing gown. I looked and I could see that my chicken had gone into the road, just to sort of look like I'm being naughty. It's not like a main road, the driveway bit. And I opened the window and I just went, Hetty, get back in the garden now. And she looked up and saw me and ran really quickly, like she was almost like putting out her fag, like you didn't see me.
So why did the chicken cross the road?
Stress me out. I want all my animals safe at the moment. Right, I think we're gonna wrap it up on that one. But I can't thank you enough. I know it's very late for you two, and I know that having a baby and you should be asleep right now. So thank you very much.
She's been asleep for the whole thing, so that makes life a lot easier.
You're one of the greatest MCs I've ever known. To have you sort of rocking the baby whilst you introduce the next act, I think is the most amazing thing. Whilst next to what can be described as a fireworks guy. Did you have a dummy guy on your sofa as well for a while?
Oh, Gary. Yeah, Gary. Yeah, still got him. He lives in the living room. He's the personification of the word they.
Next to you.
Oh, no, he's an artwork I did years ago. And basically he's the personification of the word they. So if they say that chocolate's bad for you, it's Gary that said that chocolate's bad for you. Or if they said you shouldn't do that, it's Gary that said that. Because otherwise, who is Gary? So then you can take it out on Gary, however you feel about that. So a lot of people punch him or kick him or whatever. And
I feel sorry for Gary. I think we need a benefit night for Gary.
We'll do a telethon.
But if she's beating Gary, she's not beating Watson. So I mean, there's, we've all got our places in life. I want a downtrodden housekeeper. Lucy's got a battered Gary.
It's funny that when you were saying about being the MC and rocking the baby, there was an improv show I was doing for Extreme Improv, and they
Mhm.
called on me just as I was breastfeeding. So I had to like
Nice.
angle the camera up, and then I was like, yeah, I can improv while I'm breastfeeding. This is a new experience. Fun. Okay.
I keep meaning to go on to that Extreme Improv. I was talking about this only the other day with one of my people that I did my comedy course with. We're fascinated, but we don't know enough about improv, and we would love to do more. You know, but
Well, I know this great improv teacher, and his name's Leon Bukowski.
He's coming to a country near you.
yeah,
He taught me everything
he's
I know.
coming
So.
to Liverpool. we keep winding him up as well. As soon as he comes to the UK, that we're just going to have to kick him out of the team and find somebody from Samoa.
Yeah, I have to figure something out.
Someone a bit more exotic, someone a bit more interesting than just a bloke from Liverpool. Yeah.
And you maybe you could decorate like a part of your house in Liverpool to have like trees and branches and stuff to make it look like you're still in Malaysia.
So yeah, I've changed. I didn't really go back home. I went to, where do we need? Yeah, Timor or something. Eastern Timor I went to.
I'm going to miss that white wall, Leon.
I'm bringing the white wall with me. It's all right.
Bring the white wall with you. It's part of the set.
It just lifts up. It lifts up. You can't see it. He lifts up and it comes with us.
And you can fold it up and put it on a plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can bring the wall with him, but he's lost his bloody questions and fruit bowl.
Yeah, well.
Can't have everything. You can't have everything.
You can't have anything. Right, I'm going to have to wrap this up and let you go because I need to go put my dinner on. It's what, 1 o'clock over there for you now, guys?
Midnight.
I don't feel so bad now.
Midnight at the Oasis.
Oh, go put your comfort bed.
I'm already in bed, so I'm just going to go straight to bed.
Yeah, right. What's wrong with your face, Leon? You're going to say something.
What time is it there? 5 o'clock?
It's 5 o'clock, yeah. Which means I've got to have dinner on now. And I haven't started. I don't even know what we're having for dinner. I haven't even looked in the kitchen. It's going to be a little bit like a Ready Steady Cook, where I just look at what we've got in the kitchen and then sort of back program a recipe.
Have a look at the BBC. They do a good version of how to make rice. It's been very popular here. Malaysians
that guy. The fact is, a woman that's not him put it on her YouTube and said, "Who is this guy?" So he's got like 5 million hits, but it's not through his YouTube channel. It's because she just posted the clip and said, "Who is this guy? He's brilliant." And he replied back saying, "Oh, thanks for playing my video."
I followed him now from that. I found him. He's called Nigel Ng, and I've
that's it, Nigel Ng.
Yeah, and he's actually met the chef as well, and they've become friends because they're both based in London.
Yes, but I think she used to be a comedian in like Malaysia or Singapore. I don't know. It's definitely.
He's definitely a Malaysian comedian.
Yeah, but the woman that sort of hijacked his video, she was just like, she doesn't even know his name. She literally posted the clip with, "Who is this guy? He's brilliant." Like, oh, come on, find out his bloody name first.
Trying to find out his name.
I don't know how you'd find a clip of someone doing that without knowing who. Like, I mean, what? She was just randomly walking through YouTube and a clip jumped out at her. But yes, they're cooking rice. What was it? It's a hate crime. But I mean, I was always told about rinsing rice to get the starch off it. I don't now, but that's sort of very.
I think the major crime was the not washing the rice as well. Initially,
yeah.
So wash the rice. And the thing is, as a British person who's married a Malaysian, that caused huge amounts of hilarity in our household because I had to confess my sins to my husband, and he was just like, "She's Indian. How does she not know this? My family would be so ashamed of her."
mean, ideally now when it comes to rice, I just I pop it in the microwave for 2 minutes.
There you go.
Now, see, Nigel Ang has done a whole set of videos of how the British have ruined rice.
Yeah, hang on. We've got a Garou chipping in. You rinse off the starch before cooking it, not after. Yeah.
Yeah, but Garou, you've never actually cooked a meal in your entire life, so.
He's asked the missus. That's what it is. He's asked the missus.
Yeah, Garou's read that on the internet. That's how Garou knows how to cook the rice, because he was watching another instructional video. He's never actually here. Right, I'm gonna have to let you guys go. I love the fact that Lucy just necking back cans. Like,
Oh, no, it's
scrunch it,
tonic
like,
water.
like
Yeah,
Watson,
without
get me another
gin.
beer.
I needed the sugar to stay awake.
Right, 1 second. Oh, hang on. We've got one last message from Garou. We're going to do a video showing you how to make beans on toast.
Yeah, we'll
Oh,
wash
well,
the
there was-
beans after we cook them.
Yeah.
There was an American woman who did a video of how to make a British cup of tea.
Yeah.
So
Dangerous.
we
Messing
reviewed
with
it for a
traditional food.
podcast I did, and she poured cold water into a mug. She put it in the microwave. She took it out of the microwave. She added what can only be described as 6 tons of sugar. Then added like loads of milk. Then put a tea bag in. And I think I used the phrase using the spoon like it was a satanic artifact. She sort of limply moved it round, and then she was like, "Da-da!" And she got hate mail, and I think she deserved it.
There is a place for trolls when they use it correctly.
You know, don't tell me you haven't got a kettle. I mean, as a truck driver, you can put water in the microwave to make it hot because that's all you've got. You've got microwaves in the truck. Sometimes you haven't got time to run the engine to do the kettle. That's fine. But
An emergency.
not in a house. Don't tell me that Americans don't have kettles in their house, because that is just... I mean, how do they make their pot? You haven't got a kettle?
No.
I had a kettle, but not anymore.
It's in the packing, isn't it?
Gone.
Oh, wow. Hang on 1 second. Last thing, Gary, and then we have to go.
What can I say? I've gone native. I don't even use toilet paper anymore. There you go. That's going to really confuse her.
She uses the 3 shells.
I've never used toilet paper when making a cup of tea. What do you have to use the toilet paper for when you make a cup of tea?
For draining it?
I'm getting it wrong. I'll be ashamed.
She's patting down the tea bag.
I'm glad I never made a video of it. I would be so embarrassed. Didn't even use toilet paper. Doesn't know what he's doing.
Right, I'm gonna have to let you go. Lucy, lovely to see you again.
Lovely to see you.
I dream of a day when I can come and see your atrium.
And I dream of the day when I can come back and see Somerset. Laters.
Right. Laters. Right. Everyone say goodbye, people.
Bye.
Bye bye.